can convert Nifti files into Dicom series. So if you remember, in this channel we talk about a lot of things about Python programming language, C++ sometimes, machine learning, and medical imaging especially. So in this case, in this video we'll talk about how we can convert Nifti files into Dicom series. If you are searching for something like converting from Dicom series into Nifti files, you can find a video in the channel talking about that. So now we will talk about this, but as I told you, during my internship, I was working in a project with medical imaging, but I needed this type of conversion, but I didn't find any Python library or something to do that. I was using this software which is called the 3D Slicer. It was good, but I was struggling because you need to convert each file independently, and you need to choose each time. You need to choose the directory in the input, output, etc. And so it will take time if you have a large database. So in my case, I needed something like using only Python script that will pass by all my Nifty files and convert them, etc. But that time I didn't found this type of conversions. So this last month, I was thinking about how don't I create this kind of functions. So I found a small way to do this conversion, which I will share it with you in this video. So maybe it will be helpful for you. So you will find the repository here in my GitHub profile. So you can find it here in github.com/amin0110, and don't worry about, I will leave all these links in the description. So in this video, we will not code the script line by line, but I will explain to you how does it work and how can we use it. And you will find that it is very easy because I have already used this kind of conversion. When I talk about in my blog, you will find a blog talking about how can we convert JPEG or PNG images into Dicom. So when we did this, we had a special type of convergence. So this part of code was the core part in the project, because all what we needed is to convert the JPEG or PNG image into something like NumPy array or something like that, and we used this part that we'll talk about later. So we used this part to do the conversion into Dicom file, because we know a Dicom file is not only the pixel array, but it contains more information. So to do that type of conversion, we needed a pre-existing Dicom file, and the same thing for this conversion that we will talk about in this video. We will need a pre-existing file, but don't worry about it as well. I will show you how you can use all this kind of conversions. But if you have seen this blog, you will understand what I will do in this video. And of course, here is the blog of the conversion that we will do today, which is how to convert Nifti into Dicom series. So if you don't understand something or you don't catch all what I am saying, so you will find this written version where I explain in detail everything you need to do the conversion. So now let's go back to our code. Now, so to do this conversion, the first thing that you need to do is to install some packages. So you need to install Nibabel, then NumPy, I am sure that you have it all, and PyDicom, and this one only to see the progress of the conversion. So, but I am using it in this code, so you need to install it as well. So I will show you just here. Here in the repository, in the README of this repository, you will find all the explanations. So you need only to write pip install Nibabel, pip install PyDicom, etc., etc. So to do that, you can come here to your text editor. So I am here using Visual Studio Code, and you can use any type of text editors you want. So I recommend you to create a virtual environment before doing any of these installations, because maybe you will need this PyDicom library only for this project. You will not need it as well. Sorry. So if you won't need it after, so why would you install it in the system? So it will take space, etc., and you will not need it. So this is just one example of the benefits of a virtual environment. So I recommend you to create a virtual environment, install all your libraries in that virtual environment. After that, if you don't need it anymore, you can just delete that virtual environment and it will delete all the libraries or all dependencies. Okay, so to do that, you can just come here and put Python, then this slash, then m, then you can put venv. This is a keyword. After this venv keyword, you can write the name of the virtual environment that you want to create. So I will put it venv like this. There is no, and you can create my venv. You can put my venv or anything you want, okay? But I like to put it always venv. Then click enter and you will see that it will be created here. Now we have created this virtual environment. Now we need to activate it so that we can install or put anything on that virtual environment. So to do that, you just need to put venv, then slash scripts. Sorry, scripts. This is the keyword scripts, and here there is this activate. So now we need to activate it though. So venv slash scripts slash activate. Then press enter and you will find this, venv here written, means that we are in the virtual environment. Now if you will use this virtual environment, you will find that there is nothing installed on it. So we'll try, for example, like we will import numpy. Okay, press Ctrl S to save it. Now let's try to call this script. So Python, then main.py, and you will find that we have this problem. I am sure that everyone have numpy installed in his system, but you can see that here it is not installed because we have created a new virtual environment that doesn't have any dependencies. So each thing we need to install it in this virtual environment. Okay, so in this case we need to install, as I told you, we have numpy, we have nibabel, pydicom, numpy, and takaddum. So here you can just click pip install nibabel, something like this, or you can copy it from here, and the same thing for pydicom. I am just showing you how you can do that. We'll wait a little bit. And that's it, it is installed. Now we can do the same thing for the others, for pydicom and pip install numpy, etc. But I don't have time to do all this now, but you get it, you get the idea about how to install all this. So we need to install these libraries. Now I will deactivate. If you want to deactivate the virtual environment and get back to the system, so you just need to write deactivate like this, and you can see that this word or the name of virtual environment will get out from your link, or here from this line, and that means that you are out of the virtual environment. Okay, now let's clear it. Now as you can see, there is two ways. I will just close this. There is two ways to do this project. You can first just copy and paste this code, or you can just clone this GitHub repository and use the code as I will show you how to do that. So to clone a GitHub repository, just copy the link of the repository and go here in your terminal and make sure that you are in the right directory. So here for my case, I am opening the terminal in the same folder where I am putting this code. So that's it. If you are not, so you need to use cd to go to the right path. So here I will put git clone. You need to put git clone, which means we will clone a GitHub repository, then put the link of your repository, and that's it. Sorry, there is something wrong. No, that's there is problem here. I took the wrong link. So you need to take this link because here I am in the Nifty. I am not in the repository. I am in the file in the repository. So you need to take this link. Sorry about that. The link of the repository and not of the file. So this is the link of the repository. So now I will put it cloud, then the link of the repository, and that's it. It will take some few seconds because the repository is not that big. So you can see that now it installed everything here. Now if we go in this Nifty, as you can see, there is only this file which we will talk about it now, and there is this folder called images. So in this images there is only one image, which is the DCM, which is Dicom image. This image we needed to do the conversion. For that I told you that we will need a pre-existing image, but for you, don't worry about it. If you will clone or you will download my files, you don't need a pre-existing because it is already with the file that I am putting here. So in GitHub there is this folder images which contains this image. So if you will clone the repository, don't worry about the pre-existing image because it will be with the repository here in the file. Now let's talk a little bit about how this conversion will be done. There is three. When you will go to this file nifty2decom, you will find three main functions. The first one is convert and save. The second one is decom to nifty1 file, and the last one is m files, which means multiple files. So if we have, and that's the point why I wanted to use this kind of functions, because if I want to do only one conversion, I can use directly this software. But if I have multiple files, in that case I need to use this. But you will see that it is easy between these two functions. The main function or the core function is this one, because this is the function that will do the conversion. The others are just for loops. Okay, so this function, you will find that the first thing, it will open the pre-existing Dicom file, which is here in by Dicom images. This is Dicom file, which will be downloaded with the file. Don't worry about it. Then it will convert it into unsigned in integers 16 bytes. So you need to do this because I tried multiple changes and multiple conversions. Only this one which works, because why I choose this one, to be honest, I went to the files converted by the software and I just copy and paste the exact type of variable. So when I was at first I was using doubles or floats, but it doesn't work. So I saw that the files converted by this file are unsigned integer 16 byte. So I did the same here. The same thing for this part, because these two are just copying the width and the height of the images. And this one is, we have to specify the type of the image that we have, because if we will go back here to this to this blog, when we did the conversion from the PNG into the Dicom, you will find that there is two parts. There is the first one, which is talking about the grayscale images, and there is the second one, which is there is the RGB images. So when we are talking about RGB, we need to specify here that this photometric interpretation is RGB, and when we are talking about the grayscale, we need to put here monochrome. And there is something else, as you can see here, this type of conversion I put because I found in the documentation this type of keywords, monochrome 1. But when I use the name monochrome 1 in this conversion, it doesn't work. When I saw the files converted by this software, I found that they are using monochrome 2. So I put monochrome 2 and it works. Okay, because there are some things that I didn't find them just like this. I was just seeing which work, which doesn't work. So this monochrome 2 worked for me. And now The other information are just to reserve and locate the memory for the file that we want to create. So here 16 bytes, 16 bytes, and the high bits of the file is 15, etc., etc. And this one is just to save. This is the Dicom file. Just we will save the file, or we will save only one slice. And I am putting here the names and the extension, so don't even worry about this. Even the indexes of the file. So if you have a Nifty file with 300 slices, all the indexes will be done by this function. It will take the index from this function that it will call it. But don't worry about anything. I will show you how you can use directly this file, but now I am explaining how does the conversion work. So as you can see, this function will do all the conversions. Then there is two functions. There is the first one, which will convert only one Nifty file. If you have only one Nifty file you want to convert it, you can use this one. That will take it, and there is only a for loop that will pass by all the Nifty files and call this function to convert each slice. And there is this one which will call this function. So we said that this one will call this function because this function converts only one slice. This function converts only one file, which is multiple slices, and this function will convert multiple files. So you have 10, 20, I don't know how many passings you have. So this function will convert directly these multiple files without calling it each time. So you will call it only one time, you give the input, the output, and it will do everything. Now let me explain a little bit about this. This function, as I told you, it will convert multiple files, which means we need at the end multiple folders. Each folder contains series of Dicom files. So don't worry about it. You don't need to create all these folders because they will be created here, always that make the directory. So this function will do everything, all the work. This Nifty there, you need to put the path where you have all the Nifty files. And this out there, you need to put the folder where you want to put all the Nifty files, and don't worry about the folders of each file because they will be created automatically using this function. So now after that we have seen everything. Now let's go to code it and let's do one conversion so that you can see how does it work, and you will see that it is easy. Don't worry about it. Now I have already these two paths. This one to a Nifty file that I have in my database, and this path is where I want to put all the Nifty files. So I will just go here, output image. So this is the part where I will put the images or the Dicom series. So the first thing we need to import because here we have this by Nifty Dicom. It is the folder, and this folder contain this file by the Python file. Now we need to import it. So from Nifty to Dicom, import Nifty. It has the same name because I put it here, the same name. This is the name of the folder and this is the name of the file. So when we import it here, what you can do is just to call the function that will convert, because we have only one file. So we need to call the function that will do the conversion in only one file. So here we have Nifty dot here Nifty to Dicom, one file, this one. And here in the parentheses, everything you can see, I wrote all the documentation for you, so it will be easy. So you need to put the first thing is the path to the one Nifty file, because here we are converting only one Nifty file. So here we have input image. Then the second or the next parameter, which is the path to the output file, which is here in our case output path, like this. So this is the inputs and this is the output, and everything is done. Now what we need to do is just to run this code, and you will see this progress is used by the function that I told you about, tacadom.1. So you need to install it as well. And now you can see that the conversion has been done. It's converted 322 slices. Now let's go here, and you can find all the slices here in the output folder. Everything is here. Let's just take it here, and you can see we have 300 because we started from 0, so 0 to 321, which means 322 slices. And you can see that's for one file, and if you want to do it for multiple files, you can just use the function here, Nifti Dicom, then Nifti multiple like this, and here you put the input image, then here the output. I will not run this function because I didn't prepare, not I didn't prepare, but I didn't want to do it because it will take some time, but you get the idea. Just here put the part where you have all the Nifty files, and here you put the part where you want to to save or to convert all the Nifty files. So that's what you need to do, and run the code, and it will do all the conversion for you. So I hope that it was helpful. As I told you, if you didn't understand something I was saying, you can find the explanation here in my blog. I will let the link in the description. So you will find all these explanations, etc. And here you can go to the code directly, or you can go to GitHub slash 0110, sorry, and you will find the repository, or you can click just here and you can find everything you need, and that's it. So if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments, and if you enjoyed or if the video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe and click in the thumbs up button. So I see you in the next video. Bye bye.